The conversation is on the get rich quick mentality. I'm not going to have this conversation alone. I already have our family member. Really, he is our family member, Edward Esena, in the studio this morning. He's a startup coach and he's a friend to tea or coffee. Good morning, Edward.
Good morning. Thank you, Blade. Good to be here. Very fine.
It's so nice to always have you. Always nice to have you here and have these conversations with you.
Thank you.
So let's get into this. What exactly is the get rich quick mentality?
So, in my opinion, the get rich quick mentality is just around having an hustle appetite. Believing in your grind and wanting the best for yourself. Having an hustle appetite. Though, again, most people channel this appetite or this hustle mentality using the wrong vehicle. So it becomes bad, it becomes negative, right? But a lot of folks want to make the most for themselves, want to better their lots, want to succeed. That is the get rich mentality.
So I mean, you said something about them using the wrong vehicle to get them into that space. So let's talk about that.
So some of these wrong vehicles are what makes it become a scam, what makes it become a loss to some people. So you see a scheme, you know that somehow this is not appropriate. You know me, even though it's a scam or it's a Ponzi scheme, but you feel, let me take the early mover advantage before the thing crashes. Let me quickly turn over my money. Let me put in X and get X plus Y plus Z. But it's not supposed to be X plus Y plus Z. It's supposed to be X plus a little something, maybe X plus A. But here is something looking glittery and it's promising you X plus Y plus Z plus Y plus Z plus Z. Like, wow.
I mean, the write-up that we took before you joined us on set this morning was saying something about millennials and their drive to want to get it done before they're 30, 30 under 30, 25 under 25. This is true.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong about that. Being ambitious, being visionary, believing in your hustle, chasing your dream. But like I said, the vehicle, the path to it has to be the appropriate ones, the good ones. It's like the Garden of Eden. There's the fruit of the knowledge of life and death. There's the one that you should do. There's the one that you should not do. The both are there. So you should know the left from the right and stick to the right. But the left will always be there. And if you go there, you will meet the consequences. 30 or 30, fantastic. That's good. And you mentioned the millennials. It's interesting to know that millennial downward to Generation Z and Alpha, their investment appetite will be different from us and our parents. For our parents, their investments portfolio, if they did anything investments, first of all, it started with having a large farm for you to be successful. Later, it came with having a large family for you to be successful. At one point, it came around traveling abroad or sending your kids abroad. Then later, it moved to properties, then later stocks. But where we are now, people are looking for different investment portfolio. So some people may not do stock the way we know stock. They may not do real estate the way we know. Millennials will do cryptocurrency and forex and some other new mind-blowing exciting things ahead. That is the way they want to invest.
Let's jump into that conversation on cryptocurrency very quickly. I mean, there's been a lot of complaints about last week or 2 weeks ago about how it has now gone into the deep or something like that. So, do you think that it is a reasonable investment to get into? Is it really reasonable? Because I mean, we talked about rules of getting rich, and we talked about investments, we talked about savings and everything. The truth is, if your money isn't working for you, in my own opinion, if your money isn't working for you, that's a problem. It might actually depreciate, but if you're investing and it's doing the work, then I mean that's
inflation.
Exactly. So
just keeping it.
But But then cryptocurrency is what everybody is talking about. It looks like the in thing. Is that a reasonable investment choice?
I'm not sure I'm the right person to answer the question, but I will just share my little opinion. As a rule, from what I do with my own money and some few investors' funds, we do not invest in what we don't understand. That's first rule. First rule. If you don't understand it, avoid it. That's one. Then two, if you do want to go ahead and invest your marginal fund, whatever you can't afford to lose, right? Crypto is something good, is something exciting. However, there's no regulation. So everybody is, some people that are very traditional, the traditional investment and finance companies, banks and central banks and regulatory bodies, they are very concerned about what they do, the opaqueness, or they not being able to control, to regulate. So everybody's like, okay, that's one. Then two, with crypto and some coins, some of them are fraudulent because crypto runs on blockchain, right? But the developers, people that are design those coins, that produce those coins, you don't know the intention. You don't know what solid assets their coin is backing. You don't know the fundamental. On what basis does the coin appreciate or depreciate? What is the assets, backing the coin? What are the fundamentals? We heard about a particular coin that the promoter just locked everybody out and said, we've scammed you, we've duped you. They locked everybody out of their wallet and there's nothing you can do about it.
My goodness.
Yes.
What?
Yes. So, and that is what it is.
And there is nothing you can do about
it's not
it.
Traceable.
You can arrest anybody.
You don't know the person's anonymous. It's not traceable. That's the end of it.
Interesting.
So imagine somebody doing that with your depositors' money in the bank.
Hey!
Then you have to raise an alarm. You have to go to court. You have to get a letter. You have to go to NIDC, Deposit Insurance Bank, all those things, for comfort, for safety, But with crypto, all of those measures are not there. So it is what it is at the moment.
Okay.
But that doesn't make it bad entirely because some persons have taken the early move. They bought in at a very cheap rate and now they're really, really cleaning out. So when they convert to fiat currency, they are big boys.
The negative mindset of getting rich quick, who do you think we can blame for having that kind of mindset? I mean, for a young person, you must have seen somebody or something that would make you want to, do something fraudulent to get into, to get rich. But who do you think should be blamed?
Nobody.
Why?
And everybody.
Okay, that's an interesting way to put it, but all right.
Nobody, because again, at the end of it, you are solely responsible for yourself, for your life, and for whatever outcome you get.
All right.
Everybody, again, because the world is, I won't say it's entirely a messed up place. There's a lot of fake lives, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot on social media that is not true, that is not real. There is environment, background. If you grow up where some of us grew up, if you grow up in some areas, you just know that the outcome of the people here, like what they say in some black societies, some black communities in America, they can tell you that 90% of the young folks in this area will end up selling drugs, being a gangster, or ending up in prison.
All right.
Just by the reason of birth or just being in that environment. And primarily that may not be your fault. It could be your parents, it could be the environment, it could be your economy. I was just discussing with my colleague going through the question, Shito, and she was saying it could even be governance. Most of the things we are claiming to be hustling for, if it was provided in the first instance, then I'm supposed to be hustling the way, looking for job, looking for car, looking for visa, all those things are testimony now. Everybody is hustling. It's not just the poor that is hustling. Even the rich folks that have money are also looking for wrong financial instruments to put their money and double those money.
Okay. Oof, I mean, that's something. So I was asking you a question before we came on live about marrying smart.
Yeah.
We picked that rule. I think that's rule number 6 in how you can grow your wealth. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is very important, and like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Marrying smart because, like they say, 2 is better than 1, and in your day of down, somebody else is there to comfort you. So, as a man that is working, as a guy, if you have someone that is also working and adding to the pool, it's just better. It just makes it, and I'm also fortunate because I have that kind of support from my wife. Yeah, it's not every time I'm up and running and bubbling.
Shout out to Mrs. Asene, thank you.
So she is always there, and it's just very timely. It just balances things out, and I'm able to get the next fuel in my car, get data on my phone, chase my hustle, just mop up money from her, get funds from my own business, and keep my own going, right? So that's fine. But on the flip side, with marrying smart is I don't want to say it's divorce. The richest woman in the world today got half of the cuts from her husband's wealth. So
we can't necessarily say that because they built it together.
That's what they will say. So if you are not also careful, there are some people that will attack you in the developed economy, in developed nations, for the purpose of your wealth, and later, they are divorce lawyer, divorce experts.
Yes.
And they will come after you with half and take half of whatever. And some people have the guy is sharp, the guy is into something, he's building something, maybe in the next 20, 30 years, it's going to be a mega corporation. So I will marry him. Then later, I'll cut out.
Wait. Let's
so marrying smart is also.
It could also be negative because I was in my head. I was thinking the positive side where you are a power person and then you marry a power person, then you're a power couple,
and it can lead to conflict also because 2 power people. So who takes the bow when there's overpowerness in the room?
Interested. So it's important that for partners they understand that they are meant to complement each other when it has to do with strengths,
not compete,
and weaknesses, not compete with each other and all of that. But in that case, when this things doesn't work, it means that of course they probably will get a divorce, and then the money might now be a problem within. Okay, that makes sense.
No, the money may not be a problem, Oblade. It may just be a court injunction and order. Give this woman 50% of all your assets, both cash and solid asset or physical assets.
And that's it. What can be done really to make this I'm trying to say that the get rich quick mindset should be totally positive, and what can we do about it? But the truth is there would always be negativity. That's what keeps the balance. But what can actually give the positive side more light than the negative side?
I think enlightenment, education, mentoring. People should not just, like again what I was discussing with Shito, people should not just share their success story everywhere. Tell us, don't just share your success, tell us the story, tell us the struggles, tell us the process, that you didn't just put a corn to the ground and you harvested the next day. Tell us it took time. Tell us there were weeds in the process. Tell us you waited. Tell us, just put everything out there. And rather than just putting yourself in business class now, you're traveling around the world. It's not enough. It's not just enough. And those heavy coats, so it's not enough. But if you move closer, you'll find out that even the people that the both of us, you and I, are admiring, they have issues, they have struggles. But we all, put our struggles at the backside and we look glam and glamorous and,
But why do people do that? I realized that, we'd have motivational speakers that would tell us how you can aspire to perspire to misspire and all of that. However, they're not really giving us, the deep details of how they got to where they are and how they built their wealth. Just for us to find out years later that it was some form of fraudulent activity whatsoever. But, we still have people that I believe that are making their money clean, I guess, but they're not just
quite a number of people,
exactly, but they're not just letting us know how did you get there. I worked hard. Okay, how did you work hard?
What did you do?
What did you do? Where did you go to school? Okay, so who gave you? Because I mean, I realized that sometimes people do not mention the fact that they got money.
Yeah, who gave you opportunity? Who invested in you? Who took a risk on you?
Exactly.
Who gave you your first contract?
Who opened the door? Because they make you feel like
and what door are you also opening for others? How are you? Or you just closed the door?
That's bad.
Yeah, people enter and they're like, okay, so Mario, Ibila Makusi will die here. Nobody comes, everybody out there, you know. Because success can be sweet where you are the one on top and everybody's looking up to you and you're doling out the money.
True.
You want people to be dependent on you. And you just this feel good factor when you can help somebody. And you don't want everybody to attend to that. You do want it, but somewhere in your mind you also may not necessarily want it. I wanted to say something based on what you shared. What was the last thing you said?
We're talking about how you can actually, build your wealth. Where people they don't tell us.
So how they
motivation. Get to it. Yeah, the
so again, there's nothing wrong with motivation. Motivation is needed.
Yes.
But motivation is short-termed. Motivation is like, I don't know where I saw it already, it's like taking your bath every day.
Okay.
It serves its purpose day one, but you need it again the next day.
Okay, that's a different way to look at it.
So motivation is good because you read a quote, you see a line, you watch a video, you are fired up.
Yeah.
You are energized, your belief, your action. But after a while, you go back to complacency, you go back to redundancy, you go back to all the things that are not working. But at the point where you are fired up, you can just strike an eureka moment and that can be it for you. So motivation is good, but motivation in itself is not enough. We need principles, we need consistency, we need hand-holding, so that when you are in your rough time, your downtime, somebody can encourage you and say, I went through this. It will pass. It's a season. Stay in there. Or not just even stay, leave. It's time for you to move on. So we lack a lot of all those kind of principle-based success, repeatable success, transferable success, consistency. With the get-rich-quick mentality, there's a lot of short-timeness, short-sightedness. You want to convert your 1 million to 1.3. You need a 30%.
Yeah.
That is what you know. It's too short-term. But on the long time, if you can be patient, if you can compound, you will get to 1.3. But we want the 1.3 back now. But there's nothing wrong in me having a million and wanting to make it increase or grow.
True.
So true success, true wealth is long term, is principle, is consistency, and is hand-holding.
I like how you've been able to, put that together. But I want to ask a question on mentorship. And, people looking up to people. When is the right age for you to start looking up to other people? And when should you start having mentors that will hold your hand? I mean, you've talked about hand holding.
Hello. Mentoring, it starts from home. Once you have kids, it just surprised my son growing up, watching him. Anything I do, the guy is almost doing now. Anything, he's watching you. You're almost like his first mentor. So he's deciding. I used to brush in this funny way. I'm old school. I don't brush the way they brush on TV. There's neat. Mine is that's old school. You are brushing on the mouth of your teeth like you are washing jeans. Somebody told me that when I was in school. I don't really happen now. So now that I'm giving birth, I'm beating my son and I'm brushing like that. The boy come and looks at me and he's trying to do the same thing like Jesus. This is not how they brush you. So I'm wanting him to leave or to go before I brush the way. They want to brush the way. This guy selling toothpaste, the way they advertise and it's very neat, it's very organized. I'm like, why don't you brush like this? This thing working. Doesn't work for me. How can I have your kind of teeth if I brush like that? So that's mentoring, looking up to, hand-holding, encouraging, supporting at the very early stage, as early as possible. However, in life, in business, it's not that easy. And because in Nigeria, we also have a lot of accidental billionaires and millionaires. that didn't go through principles, that didn't go through consistency, that didn't go through mentoring themselves. All they had was an opportunity, supply, contracts. He met somebody in their club. They say, can you supply us cement or sand for this project? And the guy said yes. And the guy supplied all the cement that they used to build Third Mainland Bridge. And he made money. And that is it. And maybe built on that and continue doing whatever and do. We just, those are a lot of
increasing.
Accidental success, accidental billionaire. Time and chance happened for the person. So how did you
get into there? How did you make it? How were you able to build that block?
God, we thank God.
Edward, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I've had a very interesting conversation with you on the get rich quick mentality. I just had a conversation with Edward Esene. He's a startup coach and, of course, a friend of the family.